well.
Keep an eye on comments, maybe if any questions come in, but we don't want to do endless questions like what camera equipment to use like we've done before.
Yeah, I can. Oh, we're live. It's not.
Yeah. All right, to those of you who are joining us, we're just going to wait a couple of minutes while people get the link and sign in. Got myself, Adam Ramdin, Ashley Bloom, and Clive Kute on the live stream this evening, this afternoon, this morning, or whatever time of day it is for you, wherever you may be. Please do share if you got the link, if you got other people you know who are friends and watchers of Lineage, then do share the link with them. And please do share if you got the link, if you got. We hope you guys have been enjoying our episodes that have been coming out, season 3. As if you've been following us, I think we're on episode 5 or 6. Is it right now, Clive? I forget.
Yeah, we're on episode 6.
I always get mixed up between the ones in our review channel and the ones going live. So episode 6. So yeah, we hope you've been enjoying them. We're on the story of Moses right now. And next week is going to be the 12 spies, I believe, and the wandering in the wilderness. And then we go on to Aaron and then back to Moses. So we've got some interesting and very, very beautiful episodes coming up. I'm really looking forward to seeing some of the footage in the next couple of weeks. It's really good. So for those of you who saw the announcement, we're sorry we're a little bit late. Unfortunately, we had some things beyond our control. We weren't able to go live an hour ago. We're going live now. So thank you for your patience, those who saw the announcement and those of you who are logging in now. And we appreciate you taking the time to be with us here. So as I mentioned earlier, we have Ashley Bloom here on the live stream. We have Clive Kute. Just maybe briefly introduce yourself, guys, to those who may not be familiar with you, and then we'll go into our announcement for today.
Cool, thanks, Adam. I'll start. Hi, guys. My name is Ashley Bloom. I'm the head of photography and design for Lineage Journey. I've been involved in the project shortly after the start of the project. I think our first trip up to Scotland to film our first episodes of season 1, Clive asked me if I wanted to join. And what I thought was one trip kind of turned into the next 4 years of my life, but it's been an amazing journey so far. So yeah, really happy to be involved. And yeah, I've been working especially on what we're going to announce today. So I'll be taking you through that.
Hey, my name is Clive Kute. I'm the media director and co-founder of the ministry along with Adam. What started out as a trip to London to film some videos on the Reformation has turned out to be a bigger ministry than anticipated. So like Ashley, I've been involved in the ministry for the last 4 years from its conception. And we're going to be talking about some new updates to our websites that's coming out soon, and some other bits and pieces too.
Cool. Do you want to just lead with a website briefly, and then we'll head into the main announcement?
Sure. So with our website, currently the website that we first built, that's up there, was kind of like our first thing that we built. We'd only done in the midst of doing 1 season. So we weren't anticipating, the ministry being as big as it was, and kind of moving into season 2 and season 3. The website has become very slow, and it's full of a lot of content, and the navigation is not easy to find articles and read more of the information. So we're in the process of building a brand new website. It's been designed. We've started to get some of the coding done for the site. It's going to be an interactive website where you can have a timeline feature, follow through the journey from season 1, season 2, and season 3, and kind of how they fit into kind of the world's history. There's going to be fun facts. There's going to be interesting articles. There's going to be more in-depth studies on each of the characters that we have kind of been shown in some of our videos. So we're excited about it. And I'm really excited that we're able to really recreate history in a new way that's going to be more user-friendly, that younger people and older people will be able to learn much more about some of the characters that we've been following, and new characters that are going to rise in the future as well. So that's a little bit about our website. We have plans to do other things in the future, but right now we're just going to leave you with the the timeline, and yeah, that's kind of our website right now.
So hopefully in a couple of weeks, well, maybe 3-4 weeks, we should be launching the first stage of the website, I think. We'd just say, well, maybe you don't want to put a time frame on it, but we're hoping in the not too distant future, it will launch soon. But we'll announce it on our socials and you guys will be able to see and interact with it. It's going to look beautiful. So we hope that you are able to delve more into the story of Lineage there. So Ashley, who's our head of...
I'll say one more thing. One more thing about the website is, yeah, we've really focused on user experience, trying to make it more easy accessible to get to things, improving our shop function on our website, improving some of the pages so it's more clearer, more easy to understand. So it's a general kind of stripped everything back and started again. That's what we've done. We've basically started again and trying to make it more user-friendly.
Mm-hmm. So Ashley, our head of design, graphics, and photography, has been working for the past, recent weeks and months on a new resource that has already been released, but some of you may have seen it already on our social media sites, or maybe you've even downloaded it. But Ashley's going to introduce us to this new resource that we've got out there that goes along with Lineage Season 1. So go ahead, Ashley.
Okay, thanks, Adam. So, yeah, we announced this last time we were online, and we announced, and we could show a little bit of it, but these are interactive iBooks, and they've now been released, so they are available to download. I'm gonna basically, while we could kind of preview them last time, we didn't get to give you guys a full walkthrough. So today, that's what we're doing. We're going to try to take you through some of those features. So yeah, hopefully this gives a kind of better sense of what they're about and why we've made them. And as much as I'll talk through them, guys, please feel free to come in and mention any kind of features that jump out at you. But I'm going to start off just sharing my screen. And here we go. Let's have a look. Okay, so the first thing to mention, we kind of mentioned this already last time when we announced, and if people have been following on the social media, you'll know. These have been designed on the Apple Books platform. At the moment, it is only on Apple Books, but we do have plans going ahead. I know many people might be using other platforms, so we're going to see what we can do with those. But this is the first iteration. But if it does mean if you do have any Apple device, whether that's a computer, a tablet, or a phone, you can download these books on the Apple Books app for those. And when you do download them, they'll look like this. The covers are kind of similar for all the different books, and there's 5 in total. Each one pretty much covers about 10 episodes from season 1. So really looking at the Reformation and broken down into those different sections. I'm going to choose book number 3. I'm looking at this on my computer at the moment on a Mac, but this is similar to how it would look if you're on an iPad, for example. And what you can see is, to start off with, that you get an overview of the different chapters. So chapter 1 is looking at the particular episode, the 95 Theses. So we start off with book 3, looking at Martin Luther and the 95 Theses. But I can just swipe across. So what I'm doing, just swiping. Yeah.
We can't see the study.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Let me bring that back. Hopefully no technical hitches this time. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Perfect. Sorry. Apologies about that. Thank you for letting me know, Clive. Cool. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, it's still on screen. So yeah, as I was saying, so if I sort of go back to the starting page, so this is the first episode listed in the study, which is the 95 Theses. And you can see at the top, we've got kind of a preview page, and then on the bottom here, we've got the actual pages of the episodes. I can swipe through. This is all kind of really nice and gesture-based, so I can just swipe through with my finger and have a quick glance at the other episodes. But I'm going to stay in this 95 Theses episode, and as I go in, you should be able to see kind of the opening pages and all the articles. They've been written up based on the episodes, but this is really gets to the reason why we did this, is because as accessible as we wanted to make all the episodes of Lineage, they are kind of short for that reason. But, you know, as Adam will tell you, when he's writing the scripts, there's so much more information about these characters. We have to kind of really pick and choose the kind of most essential parts of their story. So what we do in the guides is we really try and go a lot more in depth. So as you read through, you'll be able to see a little bit more about Martin Luther's story. But the great thing is it's also interactive. So as well as only sort of showcasing a little bit of their story in the episodes, we were also in some of these locations for a little while, maybe hours. And while we were there, we were able to capture a lot more media than makes it into the final episodes. So, for example, you'll see there's areas like photo galleries. If I click on them, they'll actually go more in depth with the photos. You can just kind of scroll through in a window, or you can click on them and blow them up larger. So there's some original artwork. There's a lot of photos that we actually took on location but haven't appeared anywhere else yet. And obviously with the descriptions as well, they tell you a little bit more about those particular locations. So we've got those. We've also got extra bits of information. So around the 95 Theses, you might have other characters like a man called Tetzel is mentioned, who was selling indulgences. We just mentioned him in 1 or 2 lines in the episode, but you can see a lot more of his biography as you go through the book. And I guess one great example of this digital format is the 95 Theses themselves. We keep mentioning them, but I know when I went to Wittenberg, I was kind of curious to know, well, what were those actual 95 Theses? Maybe not to read through all of them, but just to know what is it, the arguments that Luther was making. So because of the format, we can actually click on this and see those theses kind of outlined one by one, and you can kind of read through at your own pace as well. Probably the big highlight with a lot of these, though, is that we've got the full episodes inside the guides as well. So as you read through and you see the more information, you can actually click the play button. So it will start playing within the guide. I don't know if it will come across in the screen recording, but yeah, you can actually play all of the episodes. They're all inside the guide.
Go back. Missed the discussion questions.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, we should almost miss that. So yeah, something that you'll notice above the episodes here on the last page is that these are discussion questions. Now, obviously, if you're just reading the guide yourself, they're questions that you can actually think about and consider yourself. But this also gets to the heart of why we did this, is that we really want these guides to be an interactive resource as well. We want this to be something that maybe small groups or schools or churches who we know are already using Lineage as a video resource, if they do want to go in and actually do a bit of a study around it and go in depth, we put these discussion questions in there to really start a great discussion or an in-depth study around these guides. So hopefully that means is if you download these, you can use them in a group setting to kind of bring discussion out. I don't know if you guys wanted to add any more on that.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Clive.
Well, I was gonna just mention about the further reading, but you can go first, Adam.
I mean, yeah, just on the questions, it's perfectly designed for Bible study groups, small groups, care groups, and it's not a Bible study per se, like a typical doctrinal study. It's more of a discussion question, goes deeper into some of the points of the lesson, but there's also some Bible text that you can discuss around principles of the lesson as well. So it's designed to be a non-threatening study question. So it's easy to use if you're doing first-time studies with someone or introducing someone to biblical or spiritual history. So that's the design of it. There's only 5 for each one, so it's not too heavy, but at the same time, it gives more depth than just watching the video.
Yeah. And I was going to say that I think it's one of the things that we wanted to really highlight is the further reading and citations. Is to see where we got a lot of this information from, so you can go into more depth, into more details as to some of the stuff that we've brought out in these study guides.
Yeah, absolutely. Really great point. We do get that question a lot, is how do we research these episodes? Where do we get the information from? So yeah, like Clive said, everything that's mentioned, every episode has a further reading section. Also, one thing I love about the discussion questions is they do relate back to biblical stories. And it for me, that's one of the strongest things. It's that link of what was happening in the Reformation. Like we kind of bring out to the episodes that this is the same God that's been working through biblical history. And you kind of see those links there. So that's one example of the episode. Another thing that I just wanted to point out, in some of the episodes, we have these interactive images as well. So a lot of the time, for example, things happen in certain locations. So we've tried to, as well as have photos of those locations, have maps as well. So you've got interactive maps. If I click on them, you'll be able to kind of zoom in, get a bit closer and see things about those locations. So some of these maps will have multiple locations on. For example, if I can remember what's in this guide, I think if we go to, say, the Scandinavian Reformation here, which is the last study in here, we can see that there's several reformers from Scandinavia talked about in this episode. And if I go to the map, I can actually see more about their individual journeys and their individual kind of histories. So yeah, there's a lot of interactive elements. We haven't had time to mention all of them that are in the guide, but that just gives you guys a little taste of some of the extra kind of information that we've had the chance to put into the guides. One last thing just before we stop sharing is just to let you know what this looks like on a phone setting. So I've got a phone with these guides loaded up as well. If maybe the only device you have that can run these is a phone, the good news is you don't actually lose anything. You get exactly the same guides. They're just arranged in a slightly different way to make them easier to see from the phone. So if I go into, let's say, a different book, if I go into book 4, you'll see this one, slightly different content. But yeah, I can again just look at the episodes here, and I can still kind of swipe through them with one finger. I can read that in landscape or portrait, but I can still kind of swipe through the images. One thing that's great though is, like I said, it does adapt to the fact that you're reading this on a smaller device. So if I tap on, say, an interactive element, that just stretches to fit the whole screen and make sure that I can read kind of what's going on in that screen as well. But yeah, that's just really quick overview of the phone version as well. But all the same elements are in there. And oh yeah, worth mentioning, if you do purchase the book on one device, it will be downloaded to your other devices automatically. You don't have to buy like different copies for different devices if you've got the same ID. But there you go.
All right.
You guys want to raise about it?
Not currently, but we do have a few questions.
I just want to say great work, Ashley. They look lovely.
Yeah, and also a special thanks to Suki as well. She's not on the call right now, but she wrote and did a lot of the research for all the content, and I know that was a tough job as well, putting that all together. Shall I move on to the questions?
Yeah.
Questions, go ahead, fire them out.
Okay, will we be able to print these off from the website?
We haven't really confirmed how we're going to put it on the website yet. We're hoping that on the website, well, I'm not quite sure. It may be interactive through the website, but we're looking into a print option, whether it's printed from the website or it's purchasing a hard copy book. Yeah.
And I think for now a lot of it is down to cost. We do have them available in PDF forms, which we want to get into actual study guides in the paper form or a book form, but it's just the cost to get them printed at the moment. But I'm sure that's something that will come into the future. Can't tell you when, but that is something that will come in the future. All right, next question. Are we able to use these in a homeschool setting?
Of course, perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put it out there. This is probably the second series of books, the interactive studies like this that I've made. I did one a little while ago on studying the book of Daniel and Revelation for another ministry I was involved with. And I think we did that maybe about 7-8 years ago. And I still use those studies today because they're really perfect for kind of small groups or homeschool settings with the interaction. So yeah, we'd love to encourage you guys to use it for that. And if you do, we'd love to hear kind of stories. Let us know how that goes.
Okay. A couple of questions here that say, these are the study guides. Are they in Apple Books? Where can we find them?
Yeah, so a really good point. They are in Apple Books, and the best way to search for them is if you open the Apple Books app and in the search bar, just type in Lineage Journey. They should be the first results.
Great. There's a couple questions here. Do you have DVDs? Yeah, we do have DVDs. You can find them out on our website, lineagejourney.com/shop, and all our videos are available in DVD form. There's another comment about Adam's red shirt. It's a funny story about Adam's red shirt. In the initial seasons of season 3, Adam's suitcase actually got lost. And for a few days, we had to go to the shop, and we were in Egypt and had to buy a shirt for Adam. So that's why we used that shirt. I'm guessing it wasn't planned initially, but we had no choice. So
and don't worry, the next episode is a different shirt.
So that's why at the beginning of season 3, it's pretty much mostly the same attire.
Yeah, there's a question about the t-shirts as well. They're on the website. You can get the different available. The Luther, the Tyndale, the Knox are all available on the website. I don't think we have any Wesley at the minute, but those 3 are all available.
There's another question at the bottom is, do we have any new t-shirts coming?
Not at the minute, no.
Okay, I think that's all the questions that we have so far. Unless anyone else wants to share anything or any last minute questions, that's really it from us.
I don't think so. Just want to say thank you guys who have watched this evening for your support of Lineage. We appreciate the support, and if this is a resource that you will find useful, whether it's in your homeschool setting or your Bible study setting or your outreach or small groups, then please do take advantage of it. There's been, like Clive and Ashley have said, there's a lot of information in there, discussion questions, episodes, interactive maps and pictures and so on. So you will find it as a very educational resource that will be good for people of all ages that can use it. So as has been mentioned, it goes, you check it out on the Apple Books, type in Lineage Journey, and you're able to find it there. At the minute, we have an introductory price offer. So until August the 15th, the price is lower. And so for the next 2 weeks, it's a lower price. And then on the 15th, it's going to go up to what the regular price will be. So if you're interested in it, do get it now. And you'll get the cheaper price for getting the Apple Books.
There you go.
Yeah. So I just wanted to show you how you can find it. So if you go to iBooks and then hit on the bookstore at the top here and just do a quick search for Lineage Journey, you'll see all our iBooks pop up here. And here's the introductory price that we have at the moment. And we have all 5 available there. There's a question that just came in, says, can I download it on my MacBook? Yes, you can. This is exactly how you do that on the MacBook. It's the same process on the phone or the iPad. Just head over to the bookstore and make sure you click on bookstore, and then you'll be able to find them all there.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. I think that's all we have to say. Appreciate you watching our videos and sharing them as well. And when the new website comes out, we'll have another announcement for that, but keep your eyes on our social networks as well to see that. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Clive. And thank you to those watching.
Thanks very much. Bye.
God bless, guys.
Bye.